Today we'll talk about radioactivity. So before going into radioactivity, let us discuss about what is an atom, what is a proton, neutron and electron. Generally we know that there is a nucleus at the center, and the electrons revolving around the nucleus in an atom. So this is an atom. At the center there is a nucleus, and inside the nucleus there are protons and neutrons. Every element is represented with a symbol. Suppose hydrogen is at H, denoted by the symbol H, and its atomic number is denoted by Z, and mass number is denoted at the superscript, mass number. Atomic number at the subscript and mass number at the superscript. In general, we will denote with X. The element is denoted by X, and its atomic number is denoted by Z, and mass number is denoted by A. We know that atomic number, according to atomic number, all the elements are arranged in the periodic table, right? So this atomic number is equal to number of protons. Atomic number is equal to number of protons present in the nucleus, which is also equal to number of electrons revolving around the nucleus in an orbit. And A is the mass number, atomic number, and this is the mass number. Mass number is the sum of number of protons and number of neutrons. Sum of number of protons and neutrons. Nucleons, both together are called nucleons. How to get number of protons now? A minus Z will give you number of neutrons. A minus Z will give you number of neutrons. Number of protons is equal to Z, atomic number, which is also equal to number of electrons. Mass number is the sum of number of protons and neutrons. A minus Z will give you number of neutrons. Suppose let us take one example here. Hydrogen, atomic number is 1, mass number is 1. Number of protons, so number of protons is equal to 1. Number of neutrons, A minus Z, 1 minus 1, no neutrons. Number of electrons, is equal to Z, that is equal to 1. So hydrogen is having 1 proton and 1 electron, no neutrons. Suppose let us take one more example, Na1123. Atomic number is 11, mass number is 23. So listen now students, so number of electrons, number of protons, number of neutrons. Protons is equal to atomic number 11. Number of electrons, which is equal to atomic number 11. Number of neutrons, A minus Z, 23 minus 11, 12. So like this, using this atomic number and mass number, we can calculate number of protons, neutrons and electrons present in the nucleus. So depending on this atomic number and mass number, the elements are classified into isotopes, isobars and isotopes. So now we'll see what is isotope, isobar and isotopes. Isotopes are the atoms of same elements. Same element means will be also having same atomic number, same element, same atomic number, but different mass number. Let us see some of the examples of isotopes. Same element, hydrogen and hydrogen. Same atomic number, hydrogen is having atomic number 1. Different mass number, 1, 2, 3. Protonium, deuterium, tritium, isotopes of hydrogen. electrons also. Same number of electrons, but different number of neutrons. Neutrons are different. See here students, A minus Z is neutron. H11. Number of neutrons. A minus Z. 1 minus 1, 0. H12. Number of neutrons. A minus Z. 2 minus 1, 1. H13. A minus Z. 3 minus 1, 2. Now, as number of electrons are same, chemical properties will be also same. Properties also will be same. They differ only number of neutrons. Many examples, students. Carbon 612, carbon 613, carbon 614. Same element, same atomic number, but different mass number. Different neutrons. They are having different number of neutrons. 12 minus 6, 6 neutrons. Here N01. Here 7 neutrons. Neutron is denoted by this symbol. Here 8 neutrons. So they have same number of protons, same number of electrons, but different number of neutrons. Carbon, then chlorine 17, 35, chlorine 17, 37. They exist in the ratio of 3:1. 3:1. So every element almost having the isotopes. Same element, same atomic number, but different mass number. Tin is the largest. Tin is having largest number of isotopes. Nearly 10 isotopes. So what is an isotope? What are isotopes? Element atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass number are called isotopes. We saw different examples. We'll go ahead and say isobars. Isobars, counterpart of this, different elements, when different elements, different atomic number but same mass number. Different elements, different atomic number but same mass number. Let us see the examples, you will get a clear idea. Sodium and magnesium, different elements, different atomic number, 11 and 12, different elements, different atomic number but same mass number. Same mass number. Yes, students? Next one. Carbon 6, 14. Nitrogen 7, 14. Different element, different atomic number, but same mass. Yes, students? Total number of nucleons will be always same in isobars. Total number of nucleons will be same. Sum of protons and neutrons will be same. Total will be same, 14 here and 14 here. Next, moving on to isotopes. Here, different number of protons, different atomic number, I write here. Different atomic number, different mass number, but same number of neutrons. Different number of protons. Different number of protons, but same number of neutrons. A minus Z is same. So those elements are called as isotopes. Let us see some of the examples. Sodium 1123 and magnesium 1224. And also potassium 1939 and calcium 2040. So these are the examples of isotopes. Isotopes means same element, same atomic number but different mass number. Isobars means different element, different atomic number but same mass number. Isotones means different number of protons but same number of neutrons, or different atomic number, different mass number, but A minus Z will be same. So these are the examples of isotopes, isobars and isotopes. Listen students, where number of neutrons are more than number of protons, when number of neutrons are more than number of protons. And the elements which are having atomic number greater than 82 will exhibit a particular phenomenon called as radioactivity. What is this radioactivity? They spontaneously release some radiations. Out of them. And those radiations are called radioactive radiations, and the element is called radioactive substance, and this phenomenon is called radioactivity. Is it clear? So elements which are having more number of neutrons than protons, and all the elements which exceeds atomic number more than 82 will be exhibiting this radioactivity. They spontaneously release the radiations. So Becquerel was the scientist who first identified some radiations from a radioactive substance. He kept a radioactive substance in his workplace and where the photographic plates are there, and after some days he saw those photographic plates are affected. Then he thought to study about it, and he saw that the radioactive substance which is closed in the glass box or wooden box or wrapped in the paper, but still it is affecting these photographic plates. So he observed that there are some radiations which are having high penetrating power through the glass or through the wood or even through the human body. They penetrate through us. So these high penetrating radiations will affect the photographic plate. Then he made a study about the radioactivity, and he identified the rays as positive rays, negative rays and uncharged, and later he named them as alpha, beta and gamma radiations. Initially these rays are called as Becquerel rays, but later they have given their own names, and properties of these radiations are also discussed. So now let us see what are Becquerel rays. So the substances which are having atomic number greater than 82 in the periodic table, atomic number greater than 82, almost after lead, greater than 82 in the periodic table, will be having much more number of neutrons. Number of neutrons will be much more than number of protons. So these substances naturally they emit spontaneous radiations, and these radiations are initially called as Becquerel radiations, and he studied some magnetic effect of these radiations and electric effect. So he kept this radioactive substance in a lead container. The lead will be acting as an insulator. It will not transfer, it will not allow these radiations to penetrate through it. So we have made a crucible made up of lead, and radioactive substance is placed inside. So magnetic field is applied perpendicular to this plane, perpendicular inward to this plane. So these rays are deflected by the magnetic field. Some rays are unaffected, they went straight, unaffected, they didn't deviate, and some rays are bent to the other side, deflected to one side, and few deflected over. If you observe clearly, unaffected rays are called as gamma rays. Gamma rays. One type of rays are bending more, and the other type of rays are bending little. This shows that suppose you are having one thin and fatty boy. So thin fellow will be bending more, or lighter particles will bend more. So from this he saw that these are the lighter particles and these are heavy particles with the help of magnetic effect. Even in the electric plate, if we have kept the electric field, electric plates, plus and minus. Clear? So say we kept the electric plates on either side. I'll draw it here again. So lead container which acts as an insulator, narrow hole for these radiations to come out, and radioactive substance is placed here. Electric field means we are connected with negative terminal and one is connected to the positive terminal. Electric. Few rays are unaffected, no change. They went straight without any deviation, and few bent towards the positive plate and others bent towards the negative plate. Which deflected towards the negative plate are called positive rays. Positive rays. One more name. These are called negative rays because they deflected towards the positive plate. Undeflected, neutral rays. Neutral. No charge. These positive rays are later named as alpha particles or alpha radiation, and these are called beta radiations which deflected towards the positive plate, the negative rays, and these are neutral called as gamma radiations. Let us see the properties of alpha, beta and gamma. Let us discuss some of the properties of alpha particles. So these alpha particles contain 2 neutrons and 2 protons. Alpha particles contain 2 protons and 2 neutrons. We know that students, helium, He24, and number of protons is equal to atomic number, that is equal to 2. Number of electrons is equal to atomic number, that is equal to 2. Number of neutrons, that is equal to A minus Z, 4 minus 2, 2. According to this, alpha particle means 2 protons and 2 neutrons. No more electrons. Okay? So in helium nucleus, we are having 2 protons and 2 neutrons, and 2 electrons are revolving in an orbit outside the nucleus. Okay? Very important, this is helium atom. If it loses 1 electron, minus 1 electron, what happens? Inside we are having 2 protons, 2 neutrons, we didn't disturb it. 1 electron was removed, so it becomes He plus, single positive charge, unipositive charge, unipositive helium. If 1 more electron is removed, the second electron is also removed. This electron is also gone, no more electrons. So what is left over? Only 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So what is this one? He plus 2. Double positive charge. Dipositive helium atom. So this is called your alpha particle. So alpha particle is denoted like this. He plus 2 or He24. Clear, students? Suppose if you add 1 electron to alpha particle, what happens if you add 1 electron? If you remove the what this? If you add 1, you will get unipositive helium. If you add 1 more electron, you will get helium atom. If 2 electrons are added to the alpha particle, you will get helium atom. Clear, students? So that is the reason we told that this is He24, dipositive helium atom. Its mass is also more, so it is heavy. It cannot bend too much. Dipositive, therefore positively charged. So they deflect towards negative plate in an electric field. Clear, students? Now we will see some more properties also. What will be the mass of this alpha particle? Mass of this alpha particle is equal to 4 times the mass of proton. 4 times the mass of proton. And charge is equal to twice the charge of proton. And next property is Speed of alpha particles is 10 power 7 meter per second. They are having high ionization property. Ionization. Alpha is having more than beta than gamma. Penetrating, less penetrating when compared with these two. Gamma is having more than beta than alpha. Alpha is having less penetrating power. They affect the photographic plates. Photographic plates. And they give fluorescence with fluorescent substances. So all they are having high kinetic energy, large kinetic energy and momentum. They scatter. It shows the effect of scattering. So all these are the properties of alpha particle. Now we'll see some of the properties of beta particles. As we discussed earlier, alpha radiations are dye-positive helium atom. So it is represented by He24 and He+2. It is positively charged, so they are deflected by electric and magnetic field. We already discussed. Mass is 6.68 into 10 power minus 27 kg and charge is 3.2 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. Specific charge Q by N will give you 4.79 into 10 power 7 coulomb per kg, and speed is 10 power 7 meter per second, and ionizing power, more ionizing power for alpha, penetrating power, least penetrating power for alpha particles, and they deflect by electric and magnetic field, they affect photographic plate, they cause fluorescence with fluorescent substances, then having large kinetic and momentum and biological effect, least affected by alpha when compared with beta and gamma radiations. Then moving on to beta particles are negatively charged, fast moving electrons. Negatively charged, fast moving electrons. These electrons are liberated from the nucleus. Very important thing, students, this radioactivity is a nuclear phenomenon. The physical changes like change in temperature and pressure will not affect this radioactivity, and chemical changes like freezing, heating, oxidation, reduction, whatever it is, they also will not affect this radioactivity. From this it is clear that it doesn't depend on the electrons which are revolving around the nucleus. So it is purely a nuclear phenomenon. So these electrons are also liberated from the nucleus. We will see later how the electrons came out from the nucleus. So these are the first fast moving electrons denoted by beta -1 and 0. -1 shows that they are negatively charged. As they are negatively charged, they deflect towards magnetic and electric field. Mass is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. Charge 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. And specific charge Q by N. Speed is 10 power 8 meter per second. More than this. Okay. And then here it is 10 power 7. Somewhere we wrote here 10 power 7 meter per second. It is 10 power 8 meters per second. Gamma radiations are still more faster. 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, like the speed of light. Okay. We'll be back. Ionizing power, same we talked about. Alpha is more than beta than gamma. So beta is having 1 by 100 times than alpha and 100 times than gamma. Penetrating power, same alpha and beta and gamma. They deflect by electric and magnetic field because they are charged, negatively charged. They affect photographic plate and they cause fluorescence, and they are also having biological damage. More than alpha, less than gamma. Moving on to gamma radiations. These gamma radiations are electromagnetic waves. They are like X-rays and gamma rays, light rays. So these are having wavelength 10 power minus 4 nanometers, and speed is like light 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. They are neutral. They will not deflect by magnetic and electric field. Penetrating power, more penetrating power, more penetrating power, more biological effect. Least ionizing power, more biological effect. They are also used to treat cancers and photographic plate, and they also cause fluorescence with fluorescent substances. Clear, students? So these are the properties of alpha, beta and gamma radiations. So in next class we'll talk about alpha decay, beta decay and gamma.